Ladies and gentlemen, it's been proven time and time again why you should never mess with the old, slow guy who probably has bad hearing and smells like Bengay. Because chances are, he still knows a few tricks on how to absolutely wreck your crap in a fight against the younger and faster guys. Usually when you almost blow him up with torpedoes, hit him with multiple kamikazes, and sink him and his sister ship 3 times, only for her to keep coming back better than before. Only for him to then shake it off and proceed to then fire the most shots of any warship during every major battle of World War II, literally leveling an entire island just because the Japanese landed an artillery shell on them. That's right. Today we're discussing the USS Tennessee, one of the baddest warships of World War II, and one you, sadly, have probably never even heard of. We begin our story in 1919. After World War I, America realizes its navy is inferior to the European Dreadnought-class battleships. Basically, the Dreadnoughts have superior firepower with more maneuverable guns and are quicker, sailing at an average top speed of 21 knots. They also had a much thicker steel hull and were able to withstand the larger shells that modern ships fired. In order to match the powerful battleships of the modernized world, the U.S. Navy produces what's known as the New Mexico-class battleships in the 1910s. Essentially, the New Mexico-class were shorter versions of the dreadnoughts, but with 12 14-inch guns, 14 5-inch guns, 8 3-inch guns, and 2 21-inch cannons. Basically, that is a lot of firepower for such a little boat. And that makes the Navy good and happy throughout the war until 1918, when the sailors were complaining about the inability to swivel the 3-inch guns on time. Which, in World War I warfighting standards, the 3-inch gun was your go-to gun for close-range fighting when you were up too close to your enemy to use the 21-inchers for fear of blowing yourself up. So the Navy experiments a bit and comes up with the Tennessee-class ships, which are 2 ships, the USS California and the USS Tennessee. So by 1941, the Tennessee finds itself attached to the Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor,
docked adjacent to this one ship you've probably heard of before, the Arizona. Now, the Pacific Fleet was comprised of several different classes of battleships, the majority of which were the fancy new Iowa class. Basically, the Iowa class were much larger ships that averaged 31 knots at top speed, complete with all the latest in terms of fancy AA guns, radar, and such. Long story short, the Tennessee became the old M1 Garand rifle. Iron sights and the 30-06 they were clipped, while the Iowa was the fancy new M4 with the scope and the red dot. By December 7, 1941, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor and during the attack hits the Tennessee twice, destroying its main guns and nearly sinking it. After Pearl Harbor, crewmen repair it and make it seaworthy, adding an additional set of AA guns to its arsenal. The Tennessee then joins the Aleutian Islands campaign in the north in 1943. There, it helps bombard the main islands of the Kiska Range before the Marines and Army embark. There, it fires the most shells of all the battleships present. After the Aleutian Islands, the Tennessee makes its way to the Gilbert Islands. There, she helps clear pathways in the surrounding coral reefs in order for amphibious boats to get through, while also leveling the beaches of Tarawa and others in the atoll, providing a safe area for the Marines to set up camp. During the Battle of Tarawa, the Tennessee spots a Japanese submarine heading towards it. Lowering the 14-inch gun towards it and then pulling away, she then proceeds to blow it out of the water, getting the first confirmed submarine kill by battleship. Next was the Marshall Islands campaign. Here, the Tennessee fires the largest amount of shells towards the Kwajalein Atoll, being credited with the most accurate cover fire by the Marines on the island. During the Eniwetok Atoll invasion, while concealed behind a smaller, unoccupied island, the Tennessee receives a single artillery shell from the Eniwetok Atoll. Receiving minimal damage from the fire, the Tennessee proceeds to open up both batteries of guns on the island, broadsiding it, completely leveling it in the process.
After that, the Tennessee participates in the Marianas and Peleliu campaigns. During these campaigns, the Tennessee is credited with not only the highest amount of fire during each battle, but also the most accurate of all the ships. She is able to dismantle an entire cave network for radio and artillery with a few well-placed rounds during the Battle of Peleliu. The Tennessee partakes in the battles of Leyte Gulf, Okinawa, and Iwo Jima, earning the respect of the Marine Corps as the best big brother to watch over them during the horrific fighting. Due to their actions during battle, the USS Tennessee receives a Presidential Unit Citation for their absolute gallantry during battle. After the war, the Tennessee is sent to a shipyard where it was decommissioned, and in 1959, it's stripped down and sold for scrap metal. The completely unbelievably amazing story of the USS Tennessee and its sister ship, the USS California, is one that must truly be remembered. After all, she is also the only ship during World War II that required its sailors to be from the same state for which it was named.